Today we are going to discuss brilliant ideas that unfortunately didn't go anywhere. Hi, I'm Cher, and this is Mr. Bingley. I am a musician who has not one but two small businesses to support me. Business number one is that I buy and sell used and rare books. Business number two is a handmade sewing and craft business. I mostly make bags. I make other things like some beaded jewelry and paper stuff like journaling sorts of things. And I'm about 2 years into this. Last year was the first year that we set up at shows. My friend Colin and I, he knits, I sew. And so it's the first time we got reactions from people for what they were worth. Let me move the guitar so the dog can be happy. Anyways, basically, I am not reinventing the wheel here. I am making pretty much things that everyone else makes. I'm going around trying to sell box bags and tote bags and scrunchies like, many people. And occasionally I challenge myself and make something that no one else makes. And sometimes that goes okay, but so far, really not. Yeah, I've got one thing here. This is a clock made out of a tea tin. I several years ago was trying to figure out what to do with all those tea tins. They're too cool to throw away. I had used them for pencil holders and paper clips and what have you. And there were tea tins all over. I picture someone looking in my window of my house and saying, "Oh my God, she's a tea tin hoarder." I thought there was something you could do. So I Googled and I found projects. Flower pots, people use them for flower pots. People use them for lampshades, and I actually bought a light fixture thing to try to do that, but I never did. My light, when it came, it was too big. So, large light bulb, tiny little tea tin. But I discovered how to make the clocks, which again is not rocket science. The hardest part is getting the hole in the tin to put the clockworks through. And I gave them as a few gifts to people who I thought would like them. That's my dog. And they went over really well. And I sold some without trying, to people who wanted to give them to friends who drink tea. And I thought, oh, when I start a business, this is going to be my surefire seller. No, it attracts people's attention. People say, oh, that's so clever. It attracts little children's attention. They like to push the little handles around, and sometimes they push them right off. So, yeah, we learned I only bring a few with me every show and put them high up where little kids can't get to them. Sometimes adults will do that too. We'll push the arms around. Like, right. And gotten tons of compliments. How cute they are. Great idea. Never sold a one. The other product that I can think of right now is, I don't know what I call them. In my head, I call them a bubble bowl. See, this is this is two, a small one and a large one. I've got the large one stuffed with some tissue to hold the small one up because I think they look really cute this way. I made these for everyone I knew one year. I gave them for Christmas, filled with all sorts of different kinds of candy. I thought they were great. And I thought, wow, no one makes these. I originally got the idea from a Debbie Shore. I mean, it's a step-by-step how to make that. This was before I was smart enough to write down which videos I was getting things from. And I don't know what she called it, so I don't know how you're going to find it. But step-by-step instructions. I found another video, one of those where they don't talk to you, they just play some prancy music and point their fingers to sew here, and then they give you measurements that are in centimeters. Anyways, they had a couple upgrades, like for instance, sandwiching the fabric and the interfacing before you cut it out. Draw the circle around, sew the circle, and then cut it out, and that made it so much better. I forget what the other tip was, but between those two videos, I enjoy making them. Haven't sold a single one. They do get a lot of attention. People want to know, what is this for? What do you do with them? And yeah, that, as a newbie, that shocked me, that everything needs to have a purpose. A few, I don't know, weeks ago, there was a lady who did a video on makeup bags, and everyone liked her makeup bags, but everyone said, I don't need a makeup bag. So she purposed them as other things and made displays of a project bag, a first aid kit. I'm not sure what else. She had like 4 or 5 things. She had a makeup bag, and she called them the everything bag and titled them the different uses. It's like, yeah, I'm taking that idea. That sounds good to me. I don't really know anybody who needs a makeup bag. I mean, if I carried around all the makeup I use, one of those little coin purses would do. Not really much of a makeup person. But I used mine as a lunch bag. It holds a sandwich, an apple, and, one of those plastic bottles of water. Yeah. The lady with the other video, she didn't have that as one of her things, but it works great as a lunch bag. It doesn't keep anything cold or hot or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, so back to my bubble bowl. Colin and I will stand there and try to tell people what you can do with these things. And it's kind of a deer in the headlight moment. I say, well, I used him as a candy dish. And, Colin still uses his as a candy dish. He was one of the recipients. You can put it on your dresser. You can put it in the bathroom. Whatever you do. Don't people look at something and think what they could use it for? Apparently they don't. Apparently everything needs to be made with a pre-planned purpose. I'm learning step 1. So I don't know how to take things along to like a farmer's market to show display uses for it. I really don't. I haven't even put them on the website. I haven't put the clocks on the website either because I don't know how to mail them. They have exposed arms. I don't know how you wrap that so that the exposed arms don't fall out. The batteries are hard to get in. So if I take the battery out and like aim them up or down, then the poor people would have to, oh God, and they have a battery. So when I went to the post office and they say, yeah, anyways, I have not put those on. It's tricky. Even if I sell one, I have to carefully give it to the person and say, be careful. The bubble bowls. Okay, I'm not going to call them bubble bowls. I'm going to think of some really useful name for them. Yeah, I could mail this. I think I would put it in a box. I mean, you could flatten them down, but then the person would, spend forever fluffing them up again. Maybe that wouldn't look too impressive. Anyways, these are two products that I tried, and I thought they were surefire winners, only to find out they're not. Yes. So, today's little ditty, it's kind of a Christmas song. Well, it's Christmas adjacent. There's a movie called Bell, Book and Candle with Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak, and I love it. Anyways, 1 year after, I always watch it at Christmas because it has Christmas in it. And after I watched it once, I started writing this song. I took it into the band, and it's not really a rock song. So we worked on it, and we came up with something, which, of course, I'm not going to do because I can't play guitar. But it sat years without getting recorded or without getting released. It was recorded, and it's like, what do we do with this? So, the songs come out. You do what you will. This is called The Spell You Had Me Under, and it's, if you know Bell, Book and Candle, you'll recognize a scene or two. It wasn't easy to break the chain, the spell you had me under. I was drawn to you against my will. I couldn't get enough of you, like the whole world turned on your axis. Like I was a butterfly that thrived on your nectar, and without it I would wither and die. Without you life made no sense. The spell you had me under, I was lost in your desire. Spell you had me under, drowning in this heavy love. A haunted shop with magic tricks, an enchanted charm around my neck. I drank some horrid evil brew to break the spell you had me under. A gypsy with 2 gold cross palms, singing secret foreign words. She fed me biscuits and mystical tea. I did all this to set my heart free. The spell you had me under, I was lost in your desire. Spell you had me under, drowning in this heavy love. Now every day I wake up and see the sun come out from night. Traffic begins to flow again. Little shops blossom and open their gates, and life is the way it's supposed to be. But I can't help remembering the song in my soul and the special glow that kept me warm. Spell you had me under. I was lost in your desire. Spell you had me under. Drowning in this heavy love. Drowning in this heavy love. Drowning in this heavy love. Spell you had me under. Thank you. See you next time.